this woman. That's why you see the ones with the finest women are criminals. Straight up drug dealers, extortioners, run all type of schemes because they have the money to appease that woman. Many have also perished and have erred in sin for women. The sin that most men commit nowadays is committing adultery. They look upon the woman, upon her beauty, not knowing the law of the Lord, they commit adultery. So that's sin. Men commit error for these women. And that's why you have a lot of men that are dead. That's why the scripture say perish, put to death. You have men that are incarcerated because of trying to please a woman, trying to defend a woman's honor. Women in America don't have any honor worth defending because they're a bunch of hoes. That's it on that.
Yeah. I think it's 26. Yeah.
It's Ecclesiastes 7:26. Find more bitter than death the woman whose heart is snares and nets.
Now, this is in the Bible. This is in the Holy Bible. No, call it out again and read it again. So these are not our words.
Ecclesiastes 7:26. And I find more bitter than death the woman.
And I find more bitter than death the woman. Now this was King Solomon. And now King Solomon was one of the wisest kings that ever lived on this earth. I mean, he had so much wisdom. He knew all things at that time, you know? So if anybody you should take advice from anybody, it should be him. Right? So he said he finds more bitter than death the woman. You know? Now death is a bitter thing. But he said the woman is more bitter than death. Go ahead.
Whose heart is snares and nets.
Whose heart is snares and nets, meaning their mind. Their mind is snares and nets. A snare and a net is a trap. You know, so a woman's mind frame is to trap you. To trap you. If she can sucker you in, that's why she might have one guy paying her rent, another guy paying her car note. You know? Mm-hmm. She's dating another guy, he helps get her hair and nails done. You know? Or she might have another guy taking care of the children, thinking they're his, but it's not even his children. Mm. So the Bible is right on point when it talks about these women. It said their heart is snares and nets. Right?
Whoso pleaseth the Most High shall escape from her.
But the Lord said, whosoever pleaseth the Most High shall escape from her. Meaning the man of the Lord is not going to be get trapped up by these women's minds. You know, that's why women don't, you know, we don't really have all kind of women in this world because that the Lord have chosen us and our minds are far advanced, far stronger, so that, you know, we don't fall into they can't trap us up because we have the word of the Lord to guide us, to help us maneuver around those traps. Go ahead.
Behold, this have I found, saith the preacher, counting one by one to find out their count, which yet my soul seeketh, but I find not. One man among 1,000 have I...
Yeah, one man among 1,000. Go ahead.
Have I found, but a woman...
So one man among 1,000, that's who the Lord have chosen. Out of 1,000 men, the Lord will choose one out of those 1,000 men to serve him, to show him his knowledge, his wisdom, his understanding of the scriptures. One out of 1,000. That's not a big ratio. Go ahead, read on now.
But a woman among all those have I not found.
But a woman among all those have I not found. So out of 1,000 women, there's none of them that have wisdom. Mm. There's none of them that can attain wisdom on that level. The Lord is not dealing with none of them like that. Because the Lord deals with men. He don't deal with women on that level. He deals with women through men. Through a man of the Lord, if one of his men has a wife and his wife does right by that man, I mean, she does right to him, then the Lord will bless her for his sake, for the man of the Lord's sake. That's it on that, right? Got some correct?
Yeah. Oh, I can read. There's a little bit. Behold, this verse 28, which yet my soul seeketh, but I find not. One man among 1,000 I found, but a woman among all those have I not found. Lo, this only have I found, that the Most High made man upright, but they have sought out many inventions.
Yeah, the Lord made man upright, because in the beginning, man was upright. You know, even when you go back to the story of Adam, you know, he was upright, but what did he do? What was his fault? He listened to that woman. He listened to Eve. You know, that was his downfall. You know, the woman was in the transgression, but Adam's fault was listening to her.
I got you on that.
Okay.
Sirach 25 and 24. And of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die.
Yeah, and of the woman came the beginning of sin, right? Because she was the one that was beguiled by the serpent. And the serpent was not an actual snake. The serpent was a man. The serpent was a man that had the attributes or characteristics of a serpent. He was sly, he was cunning, he was deadly, he was deceiving. You know, all the characteristics of the so-called white man. So you can understand. And he beguiled her. Because she said, no, we cannot eat we can eat of all the trees of the garden except for that one tree, right?
Yeah.
And then the serpent, which was the man, he told her, he said, for God knoweth if you eat of that, you shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. Because before that, they only knew good. They only knew righteousness. They didn't know wickedness. You know? They didn't know wickedness, but once they went off into the left-hand side, they did become as gods, because a god is a judge. To be a god or to be a judge, you got to know both sides. You know? But the woman was in the transgression. So read that again at the top.
Sirach 25 and 24. Of the woman became the beginning of sin, and through her we all die.
And through her we all die. Like the brother was going to earlier, you know how many so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans are dead in a cemetery over a woman, or they're locked up for life, you know, on death row over a woman. Through her, we all die.
We've got a bit more.
Okay.
Give water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to gather broad.
Yep. Give water no passage, or neither a wicked woman to gather abroad. Now, because a woman's supposed to be at home. She ain't supposed to be walking up and down the streets, shopping all day, eating lunch out with their girlfriends, gossiping, getting in other couples' affairs, you know? You know? Because a lot of times when your woman's acting up, it's because her friends done gossip and gave her some advice and told her to do this and do that. No, don't take that. Don't take that from your man. Don't let your man tell you do that. Do this, you know? Then your woman comes home with all them demons on her. Start some shit.
Yep.
Here it is. You come home from a long day of work. You ain't got no food. She didn't cook no food for you. The house is a mess. You know, the children is hungry. You know, where's your mother? Oh, we don't know. She's out and about gallivanting, getting her hair and her nails done.
Because of the white man.
When she's out there jumping on another ride of another man in a hotel somewhere. You know?
There's the white man's basically it's the white man pushes them philosophies, and the nigger woman's too stupid, man. Because part of wisdom is to be able to see what the results of what you're doing is gonna be. Scripture says that they were wise, that they would consider the latter end.
Yeah.
So basically all these things that the white man gets the black woman to do, she doesn't consider, well, what will be the latter end of it, which is destruction. She just, okay, yeah, that sounds nice, that sounds good. I'm gonna get down with that. And then she just, vaccines, yeah, I'll give my kids vaccines, but she don't consider what the latter end. She's easily fooled and manipulated, man. Just like Eve in the garden. The white man is there. He manipulates their minds, okay, but that don't let them off the hook. That don't let them off the hook, man. You know what I'm saying? Like these women, man, they're out of fucking order, man, and we're gonna continue we're gonna continue until the day of the Lord, yeah, to get on these women and you wicked ass niggas too.
Yeah.
That's
For
our
the
job.
record, as a disclaimer, I'm gonna say it once again. We talk about the majority of these are women. If it don't apply to you, we know the Lord has women out there reserved, that women that apply the scriptures and that that live it, and they honor their husbands, they provide for their husband and their family and their children. We're not talking about women like that.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about the other side, the great majority. We're not talking about the minority of our women. We're talking about the majority of them.
Come on. Which is how it was in the scriptures. Because when the Lord cursed out Israel, was he including Jeremiah in that? Was he including
Right.
Isaiah?
No.
He said Israel because the Lord is dealing with a majority, man. General.
Yeah.
Which is what we do. We deal with generalities, man. And, even Bob Marley said, who the cat fit, man. Let them wear it.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Come on.
That's right.
You know what I'm talking about? Well, okay, well, yeah, well, I mean, we made the point, man. So all you emotional cats on the comment board, man, you're just gonna have to be put to death, man. If you can't deal with the fact that your woman's a slut and you get cut, deal with that fact. Like, go and ask your woman how many men she slept with besides you, okay? And then come back and tell us that she's a black queen, okay? And then but you're gonna get cut. Go and ask her everything she's done with a man before you. Every sordid detail. And see if you're gonna look at her as being some pristine queen, man. She done had niggas you probably walk past in the shop busting nuts all over her face, man. Deal with that, man. Deal with that reality, man. Your sister's a slut, man. Deal with that. Your mother's a slut. Your mother's got kids by 8 different dudes, man. You got all half brothers and sisters, man. You know what I'm saying, man?
Yeah, that's why these women, they be like once they do enough dirt and they got a bad rep in one part of the country, they'll just move to another part, and they'll keep moving around. You gotta watch women and be like, yo, I lived a few different places. I used to live in Cali, then I moved to Texas, then I moved to New York, then I moved to Miami, then I moved to Atlanta, then I moved to DC. You gotta watch a woman like that.
A thief, man.
A woman like that, she ain't shit.
She went to every hot spot in the country.
Yeah, man.
Can't they just deal with it? Oh, well, you talking about your mother? Listen, man, it doesn't matter. If your mother murdered someone, is she not a murderer? Just because it's your mother, that means she's not a murderer? If your mother stole, she went to the store every day shoplifting, because it's your mother, does that not make her a thief?
Yeah. And you gotta separate truth from emotion, okay? Now, the scriptures say, honor thy father and thy mother, right? Which, if I'm with my mother, I'm going to honor her. I'm not going to disrespect my mother. I'm not going to call her out her name or whatever. But I'm going to look at her spiritually. And if she goes off in something, I'm gonna tell her about herself, but I'm going to do it in a nice way, a respectable way, you know? I'm going to do it in a respectable way, like she's, say if she's smoking weed or whatever, I'll be like, you ain't supposed to be smoking weed. You know that ain't right, or anything, any commandment that she breaks.
Because she's not God, okay? The only one that's exempt from any judgment whatsoever is Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. And you guys are acting like women are gods and they're exempt from judgment. Oh, you can't hit a woman. That if you got in your mind frame that you can't hit a woman, basically you're saying that a woman is God. She's so far above that you can't touch her. She's untouchable. No matter what she does, you cannot apply any force to her. A nigga like that needs to die, man. The Lord is gonna kill you, man. Because whether you be a woman, a man, a cat, a dog, if you go off, man, you deserve to get the correct judgment, man. And that's what's written in the scriptures. Whether it's a dog, and if my dog pisses in my house, dogs don't get their ass whooped.
Until he learns.
If you same thing with a child, same thing with a woman, same thing with a nigga on the street.
Yeah.
If a nigga come up, we tell him back up, and he don't back up, we try to put your hands on you, you got a right to whoop his ass, man. Yeah. And that's a man.
That's right.
Okay, but you go, but a woman is weaker. So does that mean that a guy that's 4'1", can come up and disrespect me and do whatever, spit in my face, and I'm just gonna stand there. Well, hold on, he's 4'1", so I can't put my hands on him because I'm bigger and stronger than him.
Right.
Come on, man.
Hey, take a look at the lions, right? I was just thinking about the animal world, right? Look at the lions, right? The male lion is the king. And the female lion knows the male lion is the king. You know? The male lion, he has other wives, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because he's in what they call it?
Pride.
A pride, yep. And he has other wives and he has children by each one of them. But all of the women go and hunt together. And who eats first?
The lion, man.
The male father lion.
Yep.
Then the children eat.
Mm-hmm.
And then the woman eats.
Huh.
You know? So that's the animals are in order. The Lord is about order, but he shows you things in nature too, man. The animals are in perfect order.
Huh.
You know, but these women are not in order. That's why we get on you, and that's why we get on the men too. But that's why, that's why we say what we say.
Well, I don't know if Brave Brothers you got anything you want to add to that? I mean, yeah, we'll leave it at that, man. And as usual, all praise unto Yahweh, Shami, Yahushai. Double honors unto the elders, and the apostles at Great Millstone, and honors to you brothers out there in the highways and the byways, and till next time, shalom.
Shalom.